Thank you. Thank you, everybody backstage, for dealing with me randomly calling that out. So, look where it all began. SPLYCE
Top
losing
left.
to Orbit in the top left of your screen. So what happened? SPLYCE then dropped down to the losers bracket in the bottom quadrant and faced Epsilon. They then beat Epsilon 3-0. They then moved on to 3G and won that one, I believe, 3-1. Then they moved on to face Infused, beat them 3-0. Then they went on to face Elevate, beat them 3-0. Now they beat Orbit in the first series 3-1, and now we go to a second best of 5. That will be 6 straight series in a row to come from the losers bracket to win the grand final. If they can take it, I'm ready. Momo, are you ready?
I'm ready. The final best of 5 out of 39 series right now, Jack. SPLYCE, Orbit, Seed 1, Seed 2.
This is it. This is it. Here are some highlights if you missed the first series. The players have now begun the redraft on my screen. We'll pull that up for you in just a few brief moments. Use the hashtag CWL London. Get involved in the conversation. Tweet the stream out there. I need another energy drink. I'm going to pull a Jonas and just do what he did. 2 energy drinks in a short amount of time and then just not stop screaming.
Just don't speak French. I can't understand it. Keep it together. They can. I'm sure we can, Jack.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the maps. I want to know exactly what we're going to be playing in the second best of 5. To start it all off, it's Scorch, Hardpoint. Talk about a hectic map as teams will be flying all over the place in this series. Throwback S&D map 2, and Momo, you've got something you want to point out.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that Scorch Hardpoint straight away. We saw SPLYCE so dominant on the bridge. They managed to take 40 points every single time off this. They had the rotations on lock. However, Orbit, they're not a team to, be shunned upon. This is a team that can answer back. Rated, I've said, is a potential MVP already.
Oh.
Zero, he's already gone off 38 kills in the last hardpoint previous to the series. We have got literally titans butting their heads.
Look at the game 5. If it goes to game 5, Crusher, Search, and Destroy, the map and game mode of the weekend, Momo.
Do you know what? I've not even got to game 5. That's a fact. I've seen 3-0s, 3-1s. I have not cast a game 5. I can feel it.
You can.
Yep.
I said that SPLYCE were going to win the second series in 5 games in my prediction prior to this.
See, I said SPLYCE would win the first series 3-0.
Yeah.
They won it 3-0. I then said they'd win the second series 3-0. Oh. I don't know if they can pull a 3-0 off. I think Orbit have got too much to bounce back at.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It is your CWL London Invitational, second best of 5 in the grand finals. This one could be remembered as one of the best grand finals in all of Infinite Warfare as time goes on. We could be witnessing some history of an age-old battle that soon will be developed between SPLYCE and Orbit in the year 2017.
It wouldn't surprise me if the very last best of 5 on this game of these 2 teams here in Europe. They're 8 of the best individual players here. Jack, let's get into it.
Let's go, baby! Grand Final Series 2, we're watching SPLYCE as they had 2 very close hard points the first time around, and now we're playing a third. He's going to fly on out, some good shots in. Everybody on Orbit wiped off the map, off the break.
Straight away, this is what I was talking about. SPLYCE, they gained 40 points last time. They dominated this bridge hardpoint, and it's what they do on it. They don't just control, they push forward. Jerd's given a prime example right now. He slips back in. Josh comes into trade now. Jerd again. Josh, it's everything for SPLYCE right now. Fantastic start.
A combined 7 streak now between 3 players, make it 8. The entire kill feed has been yellow for the last minute of gameplay. They are just not missing as Jerd gets around the corner again. 11 straight kills, 32-0. Something about this bridge hardpoint that they just get. They are lights out at the moment. 12 in a row. Finally, Jerd has stopped off his streak.
Well, it's not just Jerd. Madcat and Josh do fall. Maybe this is the answer back. I said 40 points. It's 39, but they're going to go into the rotation. And there's one player who's miles ahead of the game. It's Madcat. He does fall, though. He's been traded, and now we've just seen a complete break from Orbit.
And now it's Orbit's turn to get back into this game. This has been this whole entire series so far. It's how even these 2 teams are currently with how the meta plays. Orbit in control of Turbine. How do SPLYCE try to push this? They sent 2 players towards the high middle bridge. They sent 1 going towards Skybridge, and then 1 on the lower half of the map. Look at this, it's Zero by himself, and he's about to be pinched. He's got to push out aside. He decides to challenge the first one, and there's the trade. SPLYCE with the clean break.
Yep, and they will get I would say the remaining, but it's not just remaining points now. There's 24 to be gathered, and SPLYCE are looking to take every single bit of this. They're looking to boost that to maybe a 50-point lead right now, but Jerd on the hard point is accompanied, of course, by Madcat, by Josh, and they're starting to push out. Orbit are running. They're going for the rotation, Jack. I think it's a wise choice.
It definitely makes sense with how little time there is left on the clock, but Zero now jammered. He knows this pressure is going to come in. Does he spot the first player going towards the bottom door? It does appear so, but that's Josh who gets a kill and actually gets out with his life. Thankfully for Zero and Orbit fans, he does clean them on up before more havoc can be wreaked inside this base, but look at the minimap. SPLYCE spawning up towards the back of the map.
If you saw where he just shot him from there through the grate, and he didn't even see it himself, and now Rated still on the hard point, can lock it down, but he's aiming, of course, at that back spawn. These are crucial kills, because if Orbit go down now, they will spawn out. So you can see 3 players rotating round, running scared almost. Rated, he's backed up by his teammates. He's going to fall. Can Zero do any better? Yes, he picks up 1. Jerd answers back with the double. Zero gets a double for himself, and now with 8 kills, maybe finds the triple. Not going to happen, though. SPLYCE are back in this.
But he bought enough time for his team to get back towards this hard point. 18 seconds left on this hill. Now they're just playing for scrap time. If Orbit can get this, they'll take back the lead. If you're just tuning in, this is the second best of 5 in this grand final. I want to keep reminding people, SPLYCE have now won a series versus Orbit this weekend, and Orbit obviously have won a series versus SPLYCE. Now is the decider of it all, and it happens to be in the grand finals. SPLYCE currently in the lead by about 14 seconds. They began to rotate towards this drill area, but they lose control. Let's go listen in on how they communicate to try to bring this back.
We can in deck. Start working together now. In deck. Okay. We came out front. Got us, that's it. On Negage. Flew.
Right, Dad, one more.
Flew, check. Nice, let's go. And then here's out. Let's go. Oh my god! I'm on top. Don't win that.
Pick up Bill.
Big kill. It's going to be in control. It's going to be in. I got you pinch.
He's in the right.
I got you pinch. They shouldn't be pinching now. I'm actually going to give it up.
He's we got the heady. The 3.
Yeah, the play. Already close. I'm on shot.
Nice 15.
I'm just testing. Nice, Ben. Let's go. Tag. 2 minutes in. Nice, Ben. Let's go. One more. Shot on him, Ben. Let's shoot.
He's one shot on you. Dead.
Let's fucking go, John. I'm going forward.
It's already dark there. One shot. On next. 2 dark, 1 on hill. 2 dark, 1 on hill.
I'm going low.
One's here, Josh.
I spawned out.
One. V. That's him. That's one.
Not near. Wait.
No, you're both. Pick.
Plant the corner.
Nice. Still. I'm going top hangar. Are you dark open? I've got top hangar.
On the right, Reese. On the right.
I think
two white and these 2.
Yeah, go back. Turn
I got nailed.
1 shot, 2, 3.
That's one. One's
gonna pitch. Turn around.
SPLYCE, they are on point as always in communication, but even more, they've earned themselves a 30-plus second lead. But as we go out of that, listen and look at the developments now on the minimap. Orbit fully pushed up, forcing the spawns towards back rock, and they're ready for this new turbine hill.
Yeah, Orbit have, chosen, the next turbine for their choosing. They're actually going to get the scrap points as well. However, SPLYCE are trying to break through the drill, and they will do. Josh, the Erad, we saw him with the triple there over at drill previously. Absolutely remarkable plays. We've said already, best Erad of the week. Can he do any better? Let's go back on board with Josh and see what he can do.
Josh playing from those close quarters inside the factory. This is why he's so good with this weapon, always putting himself in the best position to succeed. Swaps the K-bar for something like this. Oh, hasn't cleaned up the engagement as of yet. Stays alive. He's got help from his teammates. There it is. SPLYCE break the hill, and now they'll put their focus towards this catwalk side as Orbit look to push on in. There's 40 seconds left on this turbine. Orbit need to push in. They cannot give all this time up, and it looks like now is the green light to go.
Yeah, this is going to be really difficult. We have a strong setup from SPLYCE here. Madcat has actually spawned out as well.
Gosh.
It's a good pinch, and that came from this man. It was Urban. He came from the side and gave them no option. And you know what? With 20 seconds left, it seems like we've got a couple of players still pushing. It's going to be Madcat. He's going to fall, and Orbit are going to close this up. And not only close this up, they may and they will take the lead going into this next hard point.
Another lead change, as you mentioned, Momo. These hard points, only 20 seconds overall separated the first 2 maps, and it's looking like it's going to be something similar here. Hangar will be locked down by SPLYCE off the break. They've got 2 players currently inside the objective, but look at how Joe is playing this. Pull up the minimap if you can for a second. Look at this route that Joe is going on the bottom of your screen. He is taking all the time in the world. Will it pay off? We'll have to find out as his teammates are still spawning all the way out.
Well, we'll go on board in for now. For my advice, I think he needs to wait for his teammates here. He needs to wait for Rated to push up.
That's what he'll do.
Rated does have a payload as well. Let's see what he does have. Camo.
He did that on purpose. That was awesome.
It Here we go. So waiting for it. Raid's going to make the entry kill. It will be traded. Now we want to see Joe push it. This is the attack that they've planned. It's precise. It works. And Orbit retake this control. Fantastic stuff. And they should control the last 20.
Momo, it's like you once played professionally with the way you just called that. You're good.
Well, team with 3 of the players on this main stage. They all left me. They moved on to bigger and better things.
And you got stuck with Ralph.
Joe is my replacement. It's just all a big sucker punch right now for me.
Do we need to talk after this is done?
It's fine. 169 to 169. Let's get back into the game.
Let's move on as we rotate over towards Drill again. Splyce in early control, but last time Orbit found themselves in this scenario, and they really just walked on right in with ease. 10-second lead earned back for Splyce, but here comes the pinch from all different areas. How prepared are Splyce for this?
Well, they seem pretty prepared. They're set up. Not enough, though. Jerd and Vance go down. Josh falls as well. Mad Cat is nowhere to be seen. And Orbit not only take control, they can really push out this drill here. Joe's doing exactly that. He's not sitting back. He's getting aggressive. Finds one with Eran. Could find the second. Not the third, though, is Josh with the reaction kill. Does bite back. Orbit, though.
186.
It's another lead change.
It's just going back and forth. There's no other way to describe it. What can Splyce do? Well, thankfully for them, they've got this middle hard point, which normally they're very successful at getting time on. We have to show some love, though, to the Orbit boys. They've gotten themselves a lead, but they're going towards their most troubled hard point yet, middle map. Let's listen in on their communications.
One minute, nice 3. What's going on?
Watch one low.
Control Jerd.
VK.
Detonated.
That's fun. Ants is one shot. There's 2 in lab.
Help me.
2 in lab. 2 coming out now. 3, 4 there. All there.
All four in hill.
Got me.
One shot. There's 2. One shot.
Wait, Dave.
Nice, good shit.
I'm with you. Let's fight now.
Go. Where are you go?
High glitch. Dead. Last one. Blow me.
Nice. I need help.
Needed.
I'm getting off.
I'm jamming Danny through.
Make sure they don't flank.
Yeah, one's left.
Could be cave. I think hop.
One shot. You're gonna kill me.
Yeah, push them.
Hop. Jude.
Weak.
I've run him.
Nice, Steve. Go. Push through. That's guy. Go. Push through.
Push run.
Get this one hop. Turn around. You're gonna play for this P1 scrap.
P1.
Get to
Back connector.
Low connector.
I'm with you. Looking low door.
I spawned out drill.
Low door. Get the top door. Take the side door on you, side door.
Absolutely. Nice, Dave!
Bomb door.
They're alive.
Two more on me.
We've got any specialists.
I'm one off kinetic.
I'm probably close to camo. No, I'm not. I'm halfway up. I forgot I used it.
Play off, nice, Dave.
Nice, let's go.
Yeah, go top lane.
Kinetic, Ben.
Splyce are not out of this yet, Momo. They absolutely can win off this hard point, and Orbit need to continue to pressure. Vance now on a 5 streak as Splyce have brought it back within 20. Reactive armor, though, used now as Orbit, I do believe, have gotten the break. Joe now on the flank. That should be it for this game.
Yeah, that should be it. They're pushing forward. Oh, there's just 2 players that can make a difference. Jerd's going to go in. Bans gets a double. It's not over yet, Jack. They're going to not only push this forward, Jerd's going to take down Bans. I don't think it's going to matter.
Here's the bigger issue.
The rotates come in. They need to learn. They need to push out right now.
But they have nobody for a pinch towards middle map. Now, finally, they do send one towards that outer wall run. They have 1 push, and that is it. And they've already got first blood. Advance now dead. Urban's there for the second kill. It's Jerd by himself. They're all down. This will be it. Orbit will take map number 1 of the second best of 5 by only 9 seconds.
The first hard point, 7 points. The second, 13, 9. Oh, it's just these teams, they cannot be separated, but we will make sure they do by the end of this one. Second best of 5, Jack. Orbit, they're ready for this.
I don't know how my body's going to last through all of
Neither do I.
I slept 3 hours last night, but hey, you know what? Call of Duty does some magical things as we see Orbit squeak by again in game 1 by under 10 seconds. And now you've got to wonder again from what we mentioned last time. Splyce, they're not confident against Orbit in their search and destroy from the interview they first had. Does that same thing stick on their mind this time around? Look at your scoreboard. Jerd does whatever he can. 29-21, 202 in the objective time for his team. But again, the Catalyst rated 28-24. When he's there and slaying, Orbit win. When he's not, they lose.
I mean, I couldn't tell during the game, but just popping a scoreboard and yes, kills on everything, but Mad Cat, of course, 15 and 29. You know, a couple more kills either side. It could have been a different game, you know, so close. Probably the worst I've seen Madcat play throughout the whole tournament, and if that is anything to go by, more of a compliment than anything. He's been absolutely stellar through the whole week. This time, he slips up, and they go one map down.
I love it, man. I love it. I just have a smile on my face because we could easily see this series go the distance for how this has all played out. This is premier European Call of Duty action, and now there's no excuse. You know the North American players have their eyes on what's going on here. These are VODs that players will watch across the world. Very valuable to see how it all will play on out. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from that first map as Orbit narrowly squeaked by with the victory.
The craziest thing about this is how many times we actually see a lead change. It was just back and two, neck and neck all the way. We do see a little bit of a significant lead for either team, you know. We saw, 20, 30, 40-point leads for both of them, but 8 very, very talented young men on that stage right now.
If you think about it, remember when SPLYCE broke into that hard point in the last hill, your turbine, and Orbit snuck in for about 4 seconds?
Yeah.
And made it mathematically impossible for the side of SPLYCE to win off that hill? That little break was enough to make it possible for them to rotate towards a new hill, give up the rest of the scrap time, and secure the victory there. So much confidence in themselves to clutch up on the rotation, and now they've earned themselves a 1-0 series lead in the second best of 5.
Well, they were in the same situation in the first best of 5. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. They made a pretty impressive comeback. It was actually on throwback hardpoint on the first best of 5. This time they take Scorch. So SPLYCE have done it once. I'm sure they're capable of doing it again. But Orbit, had they learned their lesson?
Who knows at this point, man? I'm just here for the ride. I just want to watch. Can we just do a permanent listen-in this next map and just let us watch?
I don't think that's what we're paid to do, Jack.
Yeah, that is true. Wait, you got paid for this?
No. love and passion of the game.
Yes, exactly. Throwback Search and Destroy will be map 2. So talk to me about Throwback for these two teams. Anything that stands out for you from what you've seen from them this weekend?
I've actually seen SPLYCE play this map twice this weekend,
okay.
And it was the one map that they looked pretty good at. You know, their S&D has looked a bit shaky either side of things, but, if this was Retaliation, I'd be a bit worried for SPLYCE. If it was Scorch, I'd be a bit worried for SPLYCE, but it's not. It's Throwback. So, I will say this is, from what I see, probably one of their better Search and Destroys.
See, now, if I'm Orbit right now, and I got to watch any of the gameplay from what you mentioned when Josh and crew first played this map earlier this weekend, I need to know where Josh is at all times. If you remember some of those rounds, Josh was able to flank through that middle train area, get in towards the bottom ticket window, and flank the players on offense going towards A. It not only happened once or twice, but a few times, and it helped swing rounds in favor of his team. It's the 6th game now of our grand finals, the second series underway. Orbit up 1-0 here at the CWL London event presented by the PS4.
London.
London.
It is the 9th map that these guys have played against each other, of course.
That's
first
insane.
Winner bracket, round 1. Then they find themselves in the first best of 5. Now the second. It is going to be settled, whether they like it or not.
So what is it? The overall map count right now, 5-3 in favor of
It
Orbit?
is 3-0 Orbit, then 3-1 SPLYCE. Maths is hard at this point.
You just basically added it up and proved my point there, that it's 5-3 in favor of Orbit.
Yep, okay.
Let's go ahead and see how this plays out in Search and Destroy, as already aggression coming out for the side of Orbit. They've sent 2 players on this quick flank, but behind the flank is Madcat. He gets 1 before he's traded on out with Jerd.
Okay, so a very fast-paced start here, and let me just go on board.
What'd I say about Josh?
This E-Rad, man, it is out of control.
It's like he's found out something before the rest of the scene has.
I think he's just got a different one. He's got a Josh Rad.
Josh Rad, I like that. Well, might have to coin that if he continues to impress with this weapon as the year goes on. 2 versus 2, 45 seconds left. The bomb is down. Look at how far apart. Yeah, that was my next point. Look at how far apart the players are of Orbit. Let alone a trade. I mean, can he even get across the map in the time he needs to, it seems like?
I mean, the time is there, 30 seconds. He can do this, but Zero's on the defense. Obviously, that kill was made towards the A-bomb site, but I'll give you a quick glimpse of where it is going down. It's B. I'll go back with Zero. He's got a lot of work to do. It's a 1v2, and you will see the SPLYCE boys, Josh and Jerd, the Double J's, maybe hunting a pack, but they have been spotted. They're going back to back. What is he doing? This is not what he wanted. Zero! Out of nowhere, he just finds Josh and Jerd almost having a bit of... I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where you were going with it, but I'll go ahead and take over. That is why you don't stop moving when you have a number advantage. That's why you keep the momentum up, because that could not have been easier. That could have been easier.
If you're going to go like back to back, your back can't be against the window.
No.
I'll drop the controller. I'm just going to pick this one up. We're going to go back on board with the attacking team. It is Orbit. They somehow managed to win round number 1, and then a lot of confidence will be given off that. You can see that off the playstyle of Joe. He's pushing straight forward through the middle.
Look where Josh is. Middle map, first blood, going through the mid-train area. He does it every single round, and somehow teams still have yet to stop him.
Well, 3v2, no matter what Josh has done, it's not going to be enough right now. However, there is one player actually playing a little bit sneaky. I think Panther spotted him. He has. He gets in. Can he get out with his life? No, he cannot. It's now a 1 versus 2. Well, this time it's for Jerd.
Jerd, only with a pistol, because I do believe he still is rocking that sniper rifle. That's the limit, because in this game, overkill is not allowed.
It's not indeed. I can't get that first round out of my head. I have to drop it. I really do. But Orbit, they start strong. They start strong. They take map 1. This is looking very, very good if you're an Orbit fan.
So Zero already 4-0, so might have a streak earned. Let's quickly go ahead and see what he's got in this round number 3. No streaks as of yet. He's not running the Scarab, going with the 3 higher streaks that you can. Already 70% of the way towards his reactive armor.
Jerd just pre-aiming here. He spotted one. He's not going to be able to tag him up, though. Jammer's going down, and this time it is Orbit who get aggressive. The bomb will be planted, and going back on board with someone a little bit closer to the action. He's going for a long-range gunfight bounce.
Wait to see exactly what Orbit's first move is. As Josh is trying to stay alive. Beautiful shots again with the ERAD challenges the second. And there you go. He takes matters into his own hands. As we'll see it again from his perspective. He's pinpoint accurate with this thing, man.
Yeah.
He just shreds.
He's worked something out that a lot of players haven't. And I think as well, it's definitely his movement. It's his choice of positioning. Yep. The way that he moves around, you know, he's not engaging in those long-range gunfights. Only, you know, short to mid-range, he can deal with.
If you want to know what Josh is rocking on that ERAD, he's got himself Quick Draw, Foregrip, Stock, and Particle Amp, which is the energy weapon version of what many people know as the long barrel. So use it. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Well, we see a little bit something different here from Orbit, but it has been recognized by the boys of Splyce, and they're coming back. It's Jerd, finds one. Urban takes him down, and Josh gets the better of him, and that's not traded. That's fantastic play from Splyce to get in, get out, and Josh has already unlocked his payload.
Look at the minimap. Orbit have just booked it. They've decided, no, not worth our time being towards that barn area, which is now stacked with players. With Splyce pushing on out, I do believe they're trying to get a full vision of where this objective is down at, and that is unacceptable.
Yeah,
unacceptable.
That's frustrating. And actually, Zero tagged double 3 there. He dropped Madcap very, very quickly, admittedly. However, less of Zero, more of Urban. He's on the flank here.
Oh, gosh. And look at the timing that he just got. This is going to fall apart right in front of Splyce. This will now be the second round if they drop this one. Urban gets around the corner. Oh, jeez.
Spotted.
Josh should be dead here momentarily. 2 rounds now in this game, and Momo, you just rolled your eyes.
It goes back to that Madcap challenge. At Zero, took full advantage of it. Fair play. Urban, perfect movement, perfect placement, flanks around the base, and I just feel like I don't think it's particularly exceptional play from Orbit. I think Splyce have made 2 big mistakes here.
These are absolutely Splyce mistakes. Madcat, who's 0-3 in that round, challenging like he's been on fire, and just loses a gunfight where the player is only his head is seen behind cover.
We've got to think these guys have been playing for what? 12 hours. Endurance is taking its toll. Maybe a little bit of a lapse in concentration there, but Josh, active camo has been used. He knows it's a must-win round. Taking his time, and he makes the play. First kill on the board, but he's going to be taken down from behind. Now that active camo almost just seems like it's been a waste.
I don't know if it's a waste.
Maybe not a waste.
Maybe not a waste. He does get first blood and did clear out that area of the map. Gave his teammates peace of mind to play for the objective, as now Urban will try to retake from middle. Does have a player just around the corner. There goes Jerd, so 3v2 again. Numbers continue to dwindle in these rounds for Splyce.
Urban spotted one. He knows the second. Rewind, and there's the intel. He knows exactly where they are, and they're going to push it to 3. Now down to Madcap. 1 versus 3. Picks off the first. And you know what? That's one of the best uses of Rewind I've seen in a very long time. No, he didn't get a kill with it, but he got all the intel he needed to.
We'll go ahead and take a look at Zero, who will get the defuse, and look at that on the bottom of your screen. Reactive armor now earned. 4-1 round count. And now Splyce are sitting here going, guys, I really wish we won that hard point.
Yep, and they're also wishing they didn't throw away the 1v2 in round 1. They're also wishing they didn't challenge unnecessary things in round 3. It's something we're not used to seeing Splyce do.
Yep, that's actually the good point to bring up. Uncharacteristic from the rest of the Splyce we saw. I'm getting flashbacks to the Splyce that originally lost to Orbit.
Yeah.
Earlier this weekend. There's been 2 different Splyces, the one that lost to Orbit and the one that went 12-1 in map count in the losers bracket and steamrolled into the grand final.
Well, here they are, and they've got to change something. Reactive armor is available. He's going to be tagged up. That should be an easy trade. It is. Zero finds him, and he finds his 8th kill of the game here. We're only in round number 5, 60 seconds left on the clock. And the bomb should be going down shortly. There we go.
How does Zero try to play this one? Sees 2 players inside barn. Yeah, he's just got to get away. And, oh, gosh, instead, look at the confidence.
Cheeky.
He'll wind up popping his reactive, but it's for nothing. Thankfully, he has gotten behind 2 players, so either way, I think the bait did wind up working. Shot bait down! Tries to put some flare on it. Mad Cat, 1v2, 25 seconds left.
And the position of the bomb, this is near impossible for him to do. He knows exactly where they are. Tags him up. He's got to at least push forward. It's a 7.5 defuse. He's got to get there, pick up 2, get back. Not going to happen. 5-1 to Orbit. That's one way to get. And you know what? Zero there was a questionable play, but he played with confidence.
Yep.
He knew in his own ability that he could push forward and pick up the kill. There wasn't there, but they traded him out.
Orbit now 1 round away from going up 2-0 in the second best of 5. But, uplink game 3. You've got to side with Splyce in that one. And with how the hard points have gone, anyone can win this. So this is absolutely still possible. But hey, Splyce, you've thrown away a couple rounds in this game. If you think about it, Momo, if they didn't throw away those 2 rounds that they absolutely should have won, this is a 3-3 game.
And when Splyce were winning on this map, and I talked about it, this is what they did. They just bombarded A every single time. They have traded out. Vance is going to get the bomb down with the cover of Josh. Vance is going to fall, and that's not a traded kill. A 2v3 again. These are it's simple mistakes, but unfortunately for the Splyce boys, they're letting it cost them. 2v3 now. The defuse doesn't go down. 2v2 ties things up. Now 1 versus 2. Josh needs to act quick.
It's all up to Josh to be the hero for his team, and I do believe Joe and Zero have an idea of where he's at. No, he'll actually rotate back. He's close up. There's the kill. Zero for the defuse. 11-2. As Orbit will go up 2-0, 1 map away from being your grand champions here at the CWL London event.
0, 11 kills. There was only 7 rounds in the actual game. If we saw, around 8, 9, 10, we could have been seeing a very, very high scoring tray right there.
We've said this with Splyce. Their backs against the wall. It was when they lost to Orbit earlier this weekend, when they fell into the losers bracket round 1, and we said, if they want to get to the grand finals, they have a very long road ahead. Well, guess what? They've been trekking for quite a while. They've gotten through every bit of adversity to this point, and now is their biggest test yet. Can they reverse sweep to earn themselves this grand title? Here is your scoreboard, Josh. I'm done talking about him. He has been consistently the best player in this final for Splyce at 8-6 with 2 plants. 0, 11-2 with the duo Urban at 9-5.
Great stuff all around, but it is only one team that comes out on top there. And currently leading this last best of 5, 2-0. Splyce back against the walls here. They need 3 maps back to back. However, the next one is Uplink.
Next one is Uplink, and this is the map that we listened in with Splyce earlier on, where they had near flawless communication and effortless gameplay in regards to taking over whichever lane they wanted to. Momo, is this series done here?
I don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
I cannot look past Splyce's Uplink. I can't look past it. We saw them actually play this map, and it was closer than, the stompings that they've done in the past. But the 1-point plays from the likes of Jerd, the slaying ability of their squad, I do think that we are seeing a 4th map in this second best of 5.
I can't imagine another hard point where the first 3 combined for a 29-second differential.
That's actually crazy to think about, but
that is a less differential in 3 hard points than basically everything in the group play. Like most hard points in group play were 150 seconds between teams.
Of course, yeah. We
Even
were
the bracket.
seeing, I mean, Splyce versus the likes of Infused, it was a 100-point game when they played hardpoint. These guys have played 3 hardpoints combined. On
These guys are proving that they're the 2 best teams.
Well, they're seed 1 and 2 coming into this tournament, and it's clearly showing why. Splyce boys looking confident, but they're back against the walls here. They've got a lot of work to do.
Look at this again. This was just abysmal. Shoots off that, goes ahead, peeks right in the window again. That was actually the easiest 1v2 I've seen this weekend.
And that was giving Zero, like, crazy confidence, you know? Even though it was easy for him, you know, he shot 2 people almost in the back. It felt like he went on and on and on.
He didn't slow down from there, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, he really got the momentum. And
this was the other questionable play. Zero again, the guy who was lights out. Why you challenge him from that range? And he makes him pay for it. So now we'll go into a game 3 with Orbit up 2-0, our second best of 5. Precinct Uplink. Remember, the grand prize this weekend, $25,000 on the line across the top 8, as well as 5,000 pro points per player. But from all the interviews we've heard, what might arguably be most important is the trash talk rights, the bragging rights, as there have been so many team changes prior to this new season of the CWL that these guys are facing former teammates. They're playing against old rivals. There are so many stories right now in Europe, and I'm absolutely eating it up.
yeah, the biggest one for me is 4 of the 8 players in this lobby were on the main stage grand final of CoD XP, and they've been split in 2. We have Bance, Josh for Splyce, Orbit, Joe, and Rated. They took a pinch of Infused. Splyce took a pinch of Millennium. They combined them. They made this beautiful concoction of 2 teams. Now they go head-to-head here in the grand final, CWL London. Orbit 2, Splyce 0. 3 games needed for Splyce to come back. That loser bracket run was impressive, but this would just top it off.
This would most certainly top it off. Precinct Uplink coming up next. Splyce in this game mode this weekend have looked the best. We keep repeating it. At this point, I'm like a broken record on some things, and it's strictly because to the people tuning in, this is the first time a lot of people are seeing these 2 teams go at it in a LAN environment. They've only been able to watch maybe scrims online, and that's about it. So a big learning opportunity for everyone in the Call of Duty scene of what to expect in this major region here in Europe. There's your rig draft. As always, the similar selections will be a mirror matchup. Yeah, I'm with you, Momo. I'm with you. I think we're still going to a game 4.
Yeah. Splyce's uplink has been phenomenal, but don't rule out the momentum gained from Orbit. 2 maps back-to-back in the second best of 5 of the grand final. They are looking to go out with a bang here, a 3-0. However, kick things off here. Trades go out. It's going to be messy. And we're going to see a couple of kills come in straight away. Orbit put 4 to bed. And you know what? It's this man again. It's Zero.
Here he goes, and he goes, no, guys, I'm going to go out and get kills. I'll drop the drone. Thankfully, Josh, look at that strafe as well with the submachine gun. Catching players off guards. You can see how much better it is than the NV4 from that range. As Orbit do get 4 dead, this will be a dunk, and they're going to go for the rally. Player 3 on your minimap right now, Zero, needs to go, loop inside, and watch this area right here. Perfectly done. That's some game knowledge for you, folks, from these pro players. Gets the 2-piece, the drone brought out. Raiden gets out with his life. He banks it to his teammate. He'll pass it forward to Joe. Here comes another dunk. Oh, it's blocked by Splyce, as only 2 points are earned. Beautiful play by the side of Josh and crew.
You know what? That seemed perfect. The passing, the relaying, it seemed on point, but these uplink players from Splyce, they know how to rock as well. And straight away, we do have a 2-0 lead with that drone. He's going to be loose just for a second here. Madcat looking to pick it up. He has got it on board straight with a bash, and he finds a double. And now he can push forward himself. Does he go for this single 1-point play, or does he use Josh as a lead blocker? He's going to grab the 1. Get things a little bit closer. Splyce by back.
That's a sign of a veteran player. No need to be risky there. Your lead blocker's already dead. You're down by 1. Just get yourselves on the board. As Jerd, oh my goodness. Okay.
We'll forget that one.
That's a thing that just happened on the screen. Joe rotating through the back L wall area towards Park, and he's got all sorts of tacticals with him. He'll peek on out. Double submachine gun setup, I believe, right now by this Orbit squad.
Yeah, really something different, especially that we've not really seen before, but it is Precinct, it is Uplink, and Rated has that drone. Josh and Jerd combined, maybe a 1-point play, not going to happen. Stop just for a second there, as Urban now is the only one. He's coming hot off spawn, and the drone will go back in the hands of Splyce. Back in 2 here. Josh just going to get rid of that for a second. He's going to get that E-Red back out. And rightly so.
And when we talk about waves of spawns, here's an example. Both teams just throw the drone down at a neutral spot right in front of them. They'll play for kills before anything. Their team leaders right now are saying slay, slay, slay. The drone, though, actually resets towards middle map, so an awkward window right there for SPLYCE. They're going to have to fall back to grab it, and now Bance is going, guys, I have no way that I can score this. Let's try to wrap this one around the other side of the map.
Yeah, and it's a nice thought, because what he can do is lead the enemy straight into the path of Jerd. Actually, one player snuck by. Urban's going right behind them, and whether they can catch them, we'll have to wait and see. But Vance is the one with the drone, and again, just getting that out of there. He wants to slay.
Josh just shredded him. You mentioned the guy flanking. Josh just turns around and whipped him down in 4 bullets. 2-1 right now to score. Remember, Orbit 1 map away from taking this grand final, as they do get a couple more kills, and they'll begin to push up this Cherry Blossom area into Restaurant.
Oh, there we see it. Orbit again pushing forward. Urban this time, a player that has gone unnoticed, maybe in the second best of 5. He bashes one and Rated combines.
That's a dunk.
There's only one player last alive. It's not going to be enough. 0 pops it in for 2. Mad Cat is going to be on the reset, so he'll be looking to trade it out.
Now, while SPLYCE have been arguably the best uplink team this weekend, the reason why right now you're seeing nothing from them is they're getting completely outslayed. They should have a dunk opportunity here. Mad Cat using some cover. He's going to go for it again. Settle for the 1. The right thing to do. If SPLYCE can pick up their slaying, look at this right now. You have Bance at 2 and 10. By far the biggest outlier in this game.
100%. You got Joe and 0, though, double digits for their squad. They're putting numbers on the board, and Joe is looking to put some more on the scoreboard itself. He's going to go down. Mad Cat finds another double. Mad Cat stepping it up here.
They just body stack. Doesn't get much easier than that for Mad Cat. He'll rotate. 2 dead. Now they've got the back alley push. This is where SPLYCE put up so many points on the board earlier on in this map. As you're going to see Mad Cat come flying in with the drone. He's already hit 2 ones. He's going to settle for it again.
They wanted to stay on the battlefield. Not going to happen, though, as Joe and 0 do put them to bed. I try and find one player that's alive. Let's go with 0. Let's see what he can offer. He's trying to get the cuts here, and it looks like a little bit of a different route taken this time from Orbit.
Yeah, for the most part, Orbit have focused towards this lower side of the map, which is different than what we've seen from most teams this weekend. As they do get 3 dead, 1 final player here to go for the stop, and Joe's going to wait for his lead blockers. Great stuff from him. He can actually potentially wrap this one and just settle for a 1-point play. Tosses it off to his teammate for the dunk. Crafty play right there. Orbit looking on point right now.
That is what you call cheeky Jack. Bance, he's trying to, make his mark. He's 6 and 12. He needs to heat up. There's only 18 seconds left. Jerd, he can go for the 1-point play. We've seen him do it before. He can do it again, and that's going to be number 4 there for Jerd and SPLYCE. But Orbit, they can go into this second half with a lead. They're 2-0 up in the best of 5. 5 potential minutes here separating them from the championship.
What have we said about SPLYCE? Their strengths have been their 1-point throws. What keeps them in that game, in that side, their 1-point throws. I will openly say that they were outplayed in that first half of that uplink. They're lucky to be within 1 possession. And now going into side 2, SPLYCE are now within 5 minutes of being eliminated, finishing second, and Orbit earning themselves this big championship and a hell of a lot of pro points this weekend.
Well, I'm going on the one player that just needs to step it up. Let's give him some love. Bance is 6 and 14 at the moment. The rest of the players in the lobby all hitting double digits, heading towards that 20. Let's see what he can do to change the game. He's looking like he's rotating towards the garage, maybe trying to get a cutoff, but I can't watch him any longer. That drone's pushing his way up here. We're going to see Josh and Joe go at it with the ERAD. Urban's going to be the on, trying to get that 1-point play. Not going to happen. SPLYCE do take back control.
Momo, this is the time that separates the good from the great in Call of Duty. You need to keep your head in the game if you're SPLYCE. Your tournament hopes are not done yet, but you're on the verge of being eliminated. No more mistakes, no more miscues. Now just perfect communication and teamwork. SPLYCE are doing whatever they can to move forward with this drone. They're still being outslayed, though. Every single player positive for Orbit. Let's go ahead, though, to listen in with SPLYCE to see how their communication stacks up when their backs are against the wall.
Both there, one more same spot, bro.
One shot.
We got time, get across.
Easy.
Let's get across to get our building control and shit. Yeah, get across to get our building control. Last guy, whoever's on spawn, Dill, careful pinch.
Back base, 1 shot, Trey. He's out players life on the steps and before.
Nice.
Watch your T.
One shot. Statue.
One T.
One shot. Rebound.
They're going T for 1. They're going T.
You got one pinch as well. Our building going back alley.
Reese, 1 shot.
Back alley.
Yellow shot.
He's laid down beyond the block. He's tagged a little bit him with a bullet.
Ah, man, get him. Lay down. We're gonna have to give this up. Are you ready?
There you go. Close as well, I think. Let's go. We need Joe.
Overdrive. I'm going T.
Yeah, I'm coming with you. Someone look, pull out.
Hit the right flank. Hit right flank.
He's in ball. One shot ball.
Good shit.
Nice. What are we doing here?
They're gonna be cat. I'm going wood, Dave, dead.
Come wood.
Going low, Josh.
We're going two here. Going two here.
Yep. One on the base. There you go, mate, Joe. SMG. He's top of the stairs to the right.
Just passing over to one. Just pass. Oh, yeah.
I'm behind him.
Push me.
Still one.
It's on boat on that portal. One more. Oh, one shot. Two.
SPLYCE continuing to fall more and more behind. Orbit can taste this championship. They've been brought to the edge, a second best of 5. They are so close now, Momo. 2 minutes and 40 seconds away, and it's a 3-possession game.
Absolutely. I mean, even from the listening there, it even just got worse for SPLYCE. You saw that 1-point play just narrowly missing. Urban, he's going to try and reset it. Not going to happen. This could be good for SPLYCE now. Can they bounce back? We've got Jerd in control. Mad Cat's picked up his lane. Mad Cat actually has overdrive as well. That's one kill that they needed. However, coming in for the pitch is a 3v3. Mad Cat finds another. Pushing around the outside. Jerd's got... oh, no, he's not. And he's gone loose. Not going to make it.
Mad Cat will go ahead and secure the dunk, so absolutely still possible for them to win this game. 2 possessions, 2 minutes, it's simple. Go for a 1, bring yourself back, do what you did inside 1 to keep this one close. This is a must-kill scenario for Josh. Oh, get it. Oh, I thought he was about to fall off the map. I'd never actually seen anybody fall from that area. The drone being pushed up, still now on the ground. One more player they have to beat. He's gonna get up and go for the 1. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Forget about us. Let's go into a listen-in with Orbit to see if they can secure their championship victory.
Coming up.
Aye, nice.
Flank me, P1, flank me, P1.
Oh yeah, he's already cat. One's cat.
On the base. One.
Oh, that's cat.
Just play your life. Zig. Preem, he can't get into ball yet. Big kill. Get into ball. Get into ball.
Get in.
I'm pinching
He's already laying on it.
One shot, same alive.
Hallway gone left, I didn't know. Hallway gone 2 left.
They're gonna come back.
One shot, cat.
Go back. We're on base.
Just want to cap the hit.
Yeah,
Go. Should we get balls? Should we just play now?
Kinetic.
Minute left. What's our 2?
Keep it ball rise.
Stay alive.
One's in training, let's go.
Keep it ball rise.
Yeah.
Weak. Coming behind you. Hallway.
Oh, you got kinetic if you need it.
Flank.
What connect?
Top P2,
One shot, top window.
Come on, strike. One more strike.
30 seconds left. Just play your life, come back and play your life.
I can't. 2 there, 2.
Top window. I'm dead. Top window, weak.
Oh no, folks, here comes the pressure from SPLYCE. They've one final push. Urban with possibly his biggest 2 kills of the tournament so far. He stops the play, Mad Cat falls back, and now SPLYCE will go for one final desperate play. Bance is already dead, 15 seconds left. It's a 1-possession game. Everybody alive for Orbit. I just don't see how this happens. 2 players now dead. Mad Cat and crew trying to push on up. They need to grab the drone. They have nobody on it yet. The lead blocker barely staying alive. There's not enough time. Your champions will be Orbit in the second best of 5. They do not let down in this grand final. Congratulations to Orbit, your CWL London champions.
What a series we just had there. SPLYCE, they won the first best. They fought through the loser bracket. It was a long day for these boys. They're faced up now in 3 best of 5s. They split the first 2. Orbit solidify themselves as the current champions of Europe. We've talked about individual